Hey. So, I was gonna sit down and finish an article that I started writing several weeks ago, but then I've been focused on different things and I decided that I don't want to go mental. I'm already mental, like loca, but I don't want to focus so much in my mind and trying to find meaning about things, but I just want to express things that are really coming from the moment and how I'm presencing my life. I've been taking a lot of time just to be. It's the first time in my life that I don't feel space that I usually give to others with something or someone else. It's the first time that I actually just stay in my presence and see how it really feels in my body. And it's not just like this idea of like, oh, I have to do somatic practice. No, it's not mental. It's something that is really happening. And it has a lot to do with the breath, and it has a lot to do with all the systemic constellation that I did in Vancouver with Tiziano, and how I've been integrating, and it's been quite amazing. I have to say, it's been absolutely insane. So there's a couple of things that I've been noticing as well is that I don't get distracted with what's going on outside of me, but I get curious and interested what's going inside of me. But again, the scope is not to try to find meaning, because my life is always being a synthesis. I always want to have the meaning of what's going on deciphered, and I could spend time just contemplating on that, and then I receive insights, and then I go, Eureka, I found it. And then I have to come here and speak it out and just give it to the world. But then I realized that exercise was actually taking so much away from my own presence. So there was this word that appeared in my heart the other day. It was radiance. Now I have my eyes closed and I'm just feeling a warmth of the presence of myself, with myself, for myself, and not for others. It's an exercise I'm doing, because when I'm not just validating my own sense of meaning and my intelligence of some sort, trying to appear clever or something like that, I'm just always occupied or versed or tending to something or someone else. So that's out of the picture for now. I'm not saying forever, but for now. So the space that it opened up, it's amazing. It's like if I moved to a new palace where all the rooms are empty and I didn't have to go and decorate them. So I can have space to dance. I have space to just move my fascia and my muscles. I have space to just be. And even though things still outside are pressing, they're not pressing as bad as if I didn't have this space. You know what I mean? Like if I didn't have that space for me, anything that is coming outside of me that could be pressing me would be unbearable. But it is very much bearable. And I'm not holding the weight of anything or anyone. I'm just allowing all this uncomfortable feeling, which is no longer uncomfortable because I started to understand what calibration really means. It means moving, tweaking, and just gently taking time to be. It's quite amazing. So I realize also that it is a process that is going to take some time. And I don't want to explain to any of you my astrology. It's really radical what's going on. But that's another thing that I'm doing differently. I would like to speak from my heart and not from my mind. And I don't even know if that's going to happen. I'm leaving the most intellectual conversations for my book. I have something to share in the next 2 days that I'm going to launch, that I've been quietly working on. And I just having like an incredible new relationship to just not having to be out there, finding that the light that I need to radiate is inside of me, and I don't need a mirror. It's like if I'm the sun, I don't need a mirror to know that I'm shining. And that's something brand new for me. I could explain to you astrologically, but I'm not going to do that. This is a big exercise for me to just feel things. Maybe I'm voicing things. Maybe nobody cares. I don't care, you don't care. I care because I care. That's it. So lots of things moving around. This year for me is going to be challenging in the sense that there's a lot of movement inside that is taking me to look at things that I didn't know I needed to look at. I also realize, and this is probably the only intellectual part that I'm going to talk about, is about identity. I wrote a whole thing in my book about identity, and I love etymology. So the idea of the word idea, it's ideas live in a non-local place, and they're like mathematics or archetypes. They're just representation, they're abstraction. And we tend to think that ideas are who we are. Unfortunately, that was said some centuries ago, and people just ended up believing in that. And this also leads to the idea of ideologies. Ideologies is the next step. When you practice an idea enough, you make it happen, and you create a ritual about it, and you probably comment this to somebody else, and somebody else will resonate with that idea, and then you decide to create a church or a ritual, and then you gather together a bunch of people, and then you create a religion or an ideology, and then you define yourself like that. And when you define yourself with ideologies, guess what happens? You basically adopt an identity. So idea, ideology, and identity is all very connected. And what I've seen is that we are living through this moment of completely reboot of identity. I see it in many people. I see it in myself. I'm just kind of like, that's why I created a very big space in the palace that is mental and also physical. So I can not, and I won't identify with the person I was before 2020, the person I was before 2016, the person I was before 2008, 2001, 1995, 1993, 1990, 1982, 1973, 1964. Yeah, there's been so many different instances where I had just let go of that identity and had become more loose. So I'm used to this continuous loss of definition, and it's a place where I actually live very comfortably. But sometimes we let ourselves be defined by the culture, defined by the moment, defined by the politics, defined by the economical situation, defined by our fears or our joys or our, anger. Our emotions really shape the way we behave. So that's very important to understand when you are reacting and not responding. So having said that, it is interesting to see around how people are living in this threshold, and we're all living in this threshold for a few months now. And I'm not running to find out what my new identity is, because actually I want to give myself a very big space so I can be curious. so I can practice different things, so I can have fun. There's no pressure at all. There's no pressure. And I'm confident that if I'm aware and conscious about my choices and about my responsibilities, I will lead a purposeful life. That I'm sure. That I'm certain. Everything else, I'm not certain. So anyway, just another rant. Thank God for this rant. It saved me like a couple of hours of writing the article, editing the article, recording the article, illustrating the article, posting the article, sending it to social media article. I'm just becoming less of that and more of other things. So see you when I see you. Have fun, people. Life is beautiful. Oh yeah, I was just thinking, there's all this biohacking thing happening. I'm just making so much fun because the word biohacking is an oxymoron. You cannot hack life. Now, if you want to have the choice of having shortcuts in your life, that's your choice. But having shortcuts with your health and with your body, trying to hack life, good luck with that. See you later, alligator. I'm in a good mood. It's almost midnight, Friday night, and I'm having a blast.